good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the grand finals of the Norwin Community Cup Mobile Legends 5v5. And today we have two amazing teams facing against each other who are going to be none other than Experiment 5 and Team Rayuga Esports. This will be me, your caster Sarah, alongside Gig Hazard. So, Gig, what are your take on this today's games?
Yeah, this is the finals, the third Community Cup powered by Northern Gaming. And yeah, XP5 in the first game and upset coming in. I'd say IGN, former shell of themselves, not able to uh, show up in the previous semi-finals. And XP5 with I'd say, good performance, winning out in that semi-final. On the other hand, Rayuga Esports total domination, and they won it pretty easy. I'd say a 2-0 victory against Olympus. So I feel XP5 have proven themselves to a certain degree, as well as Rayuga have shown how dominating and how crushing they can be as an opponent. So I have very high hopes of both of the teams. Currently, we are moving into the draft as well, and as we see, two of the bans come out as well as the Hylos is banned out, as well as the Gotot. The Hylos is a hero that was picked by Rayuga Esports as well as Olympus as their first picks in the semifinals. This time, uh, that hero being banned out, I think so. At least we are going to see some new formats. Also, Rayuga Esports did come up with a very unusual draft last time with three fighters being on this side, but it's going to be interesting what they're going to go for this time.
Exactly, so well said there, Gig. And now we can see the Team XP5 did ban out on the Matilda, which means that they are going for those meta bans instead of target banning a specific member of Team Rayuga. While Rayuga here, they should be looking to ban out on Cherin's assassins because we have seen how deadly Cherin can be on the Fanny, the Hayabusa, even the Joy and Suyo. So definitely Rayuga needs to strategize here on what they want to pick and ban on what hero they can actually leave open for XP5 to pick up as the first pick priority and what they want to get in order to counter that. Definitely, like we mentioned, the Fanny does get banned out, and now it is time for XP5 here to decide on what they want to get as their first pick. Is it going to be a Granger going on towards the goal lane? Is it going to be Charine Suyo? Or is it going to be a Badang in the role? But obviously, they go for a meta ban once again, which is none other than the Juxian.
Resolution being banned out, I think so. On this one, it's going to be, yeah, it is a joy. The first pick is either going to be a Hayabusa or a Sicilian, because that have been the comfort pick for the side of Team XP5. On the other side, what we have been sleeping on is Chocolate Chan, as he has shown that he is a force to be reckoned with. He has shown that he is a top level jungler, and he has shown that he can carry the weight, the burden that his team likes to put on, that his burden that he can carry the team solo sometimes as well. Charin going on that Suyo, we have seen it work, we have seen it not work as well. A strong assassin with a lot of mobility, but we see a Lucas being picked up on the other side, who I feel Chocolate Chan has played immensely well, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to bully, who's going to go into the other jungle, as Charin, the Suyu with the mobility does like to go in invade, but Lucas jungle is very difficult. He is going to have a lot of strengths to his side. The HP percentage that the Lucas brings in, as well as the damage early into the game as a hyper, is something that they need to be careful of as well.
Exactly. So, and if we talk about the jungle matchup here, it is a Suyo versus a Lucas. Suyo will definitely be having the easier time moving around the map in terms of rotation because his mobility is far more than that of Lucas. While Lucas is actually a little bit less mobile in terms of movement speed because once he has the beast form out, there is no particular dash skill that he has. And especially after that beast form expires, he will be left quite vulnerable during the team fight. So it is definitely going to be a matter of sustain during the major team fight because there is going to be the Phobias tanking for the side of XP5 while Daki and Rustin will be dealing as much damage as possible from the backlines of Team Rayuga.
XP5 currently seem to have the lineup. The I mean, when it comes to the jungler, the Lucas as a jungle is not someone who likes to jump into the backline. Is not someone who has the mobility. Is not as slick to jump into the backline. So I think the Granger is going to have a bit of an easier time in those fights. Rustin is going to go with that erythral. It could work out, it could not work out as well, especially with the Phoebus on the other side. The durability of the team has increased exponentially, and the late game potential I feel has increased for the side of Ryoga Esports. But I feel XP5 will currently, by the looks of it, have the early to the mid game dominance. They might come into the jungle. I'm not so sure how they are going to respond as the bands are still up for making. So they are going to have some. They are going to have to fill some potholes in their current draft. That is going to be the early game presence that is going to be necessary. They are still yet to pick a tank and a mid. What they go for is going to be super interesting.
Yes, that is what is the issue because Team Rayuga has a very late game kind of draft with only the Lucas being their early game assurance, while Team XP5 has a completely early focus draft except for the Granger who is good in all stages of the game. So this is definitely going to be a match of who gets to execute their rotations better, who capitalizes on that early game safe play or the early game aggression. If aggression wins out, XP5 will be winning out on this match. But if Team Rayuka Esports holds out till the mid to late game, till Sicilian and Erythel's power spike, they definitely have a far better chance on towards the late. As for the side of Rome, though, for the side of XP5, they will definitely have to go for a pick off kind of composition, possibly the show like they're hovering over right now, and even the Savannah could be working in towards the mid lane, but that would mean they would lack quite a lot of crowd control. So definitely here it is a risky composition that they are trying out, but if they can play it according to Cherry's strengths, they definitely have the higher hand.
I feel currently the durability is going to be an issue. The Phoebus is using the Flicker instead of the Vengeance. I feel with the composition that has come in, I would rather prefer the Phoebus going with a Vengeance, but a Flicker works as well. But the thing is, the Jawhead is severely countered. The Chow as well as his Selena on the other side, the Jawhead is going to have a lot of problem. I feel the Jawhead pick has not worked out for most of the teams that have picked it. The Hilda comes in the last pick for the side of Rayuga Esports. Could help them out, could not. What is he going? What is the Hilda picked up for? Is the question that I have, because the Hilda is going to have a lot of problem to push into these bushes as well. A constant, harassment coming in from the Selena as well as the Chow. The Granger does have the Sonata as well to scout out the positions. So yeah, I feel currently Team XP5 have the better pick, but yeah, it is a bit more squishier than the other side. Team Ryoga Esports could make it work, but I feel that is a very weak draft currently. It could not work out. It is very 50-50 for the side of Ryoga Esports.
That is what is the issue here. But then again, Gig, we are into the land of dawn, and both of these teams will be doing their ultimate best, bringing out the top level performances right in front of us, so we can see who would be crowned the champions of week 3 in the Northern Community Cup. And both of these teams, one hailing from the top levels of the Mumbai server, which is going to be Rayuga Esports, while Team Experiment 5 will be the one to be hailing from the Bengal server. So definitely this is another one of the server showdowns. But look at that, we can already see a little bit of the skirmish on towards the mid side.
Yeah, and I think so. It seems like actually it is Rayuga Esports who are dishing out more damage. The Fovius is having a bit of trouble with the Hila on the EXP lane as well. They might be getting a kill if the Fovius overextends. The Suyo is present. It is all a matter of who rotates better, who has better map reading currently. The early game, the mid game is going to be where I feel most of the kills are going to come out.
Exactly. So, and like we can see, look at Irene is already going in for a little bit of an engage. You will be caught out very low, but the retribution has been popped off by Chocolate Channel that Lucas and he will find the kill on towards Super. And Irene is trying to look for a re-engage, but will have to run off because that Lucas is an insane chase potential. Even Visal is trying to go in, but Irene will be forced to use up his retribution before the turtle comes up. And a Team Experiment 5 does seem to be losing out on that early game form.
Yeah, until and unless Fulvius reaches level 4, I don't think so. They are going to have the durability to take those damages coming out from the side of Team Rayuga Esports. As soon as Fulvius reaches level 4, I think so. The dynamics could shift a little bit, but we're going to have to wait and watch. As it seems like someone is a bit out of position.
Okay, and the Suyo gets knocked up right away by the Jawhead, and even Super Rim will be falling prey to Chocolate Chance and Lucas, who finds the double kill. The mom trying to get those kills on the Phobias, but will not be finding any because of the Turtle Shield. But okay, he does find the Hilda right into the team fight, but Taki will be finishing off the kill on towards Phobias, as Chocolate Chan has a major 4 kill lead right in the early game itself.
Yeah, a solid goal lead slowly building up for the side of Team Rayuga Esports. That is a 2K goal lead early in 3 minutes, and Russell might be going down as well. The goal lane is where I think so Rayuga are kind of, lacking. They have not ganked the Granger at all, and as soon as say that, the rotation comes in.
Exactly. So, and like the troll there missed his kick quite improperly on the
Ooh.
Irritel, but Granger's Death Sonata absolutely hit the mark and found the kill onto Irritel. But then again, Team Rayuga definitely took the revenge for getting that kill onto their marksman by taking down the troll. So it wasn't a fair trade exactly, giving the farm to a goal lane. But on towards the top side, we can see that Suyo will be caught out by the Lucas and Jawhead once again. There is no escape from this Lucas.
Yeah, Charin not having a good game is he, but the Granger is slowly but steadily farming up, and that is going to be an issue later in the stages of the game because as soon as he does get his items, the damage is going to come out, and Team Rayuga Esports are going to have a difficult time. The Irithra, on the other hand, has not had the best laning stage. He is not as farmed as he would like to be. He is also a level down compared to the Granger, so the focus on the gold lane needs to be immediate coming from the side of Team Rayuga Esports, or the mid game to late game could be a very difficult phase for the side of Team Rayuga. Chocolate Chan is currently on a streak, 5 kills to his name, but will he get another kill? Are they going to take the control back from the gold lane?
Exactly so, and now we can see that the second turtle fight is coming up. Charin does have the lead in terms of position, but Lucas comes in, steals away the retribution as Ryu will be annoying Charin to the last of his wits, and even Visal finds a kill right into that team fight. Elfie and Super will be taken down right away, and only the Folias and the Granger are the only survivors in that team fight. Now there comes the buff invade, and even the Phobius gets knocked right out onto the mid lane tier 1, which will also be taken down all by Rayuga, as we can see a complete early game domination coming in by their side despite having a late game kind of draft.
Yeah, only Rustin is the one still lacking the damage output, but a fight brewing in the top lane already.
Oh, as we can see, your Bob will be the one getting caught out on that Phobius once again, trying to look for engages onto the Hilda and the Lucas, but they already have the sustain which they need to stay alive despite it being a 2v4 situation. And on towards the bot side, we can see the Joet and the Irithel being not little creatures, just stealing away that buffs without letting Shireen farm up anytime soon. Shireen is at level 7 while the Lucas is at a level 10. So that speaks volumes at how far ahead that Lucas is. But look at the Joe finally finding the way of the dragon properly onto that Jawhead. And now we can finally see a little bit of hope coming in for the side of Experiment 5 as the Selena and the Granger are starting to come online.
Yeah, and this is looking like Rayuga are going to win it out pretty well because they have a goal lead of 4K until and unless they squander this lead. I don't think so. It is going to be an easy way for a comeback because oh my god, look at that. Axel again getting so much farm. The Granger is going to be the one carrying his team if they do make a comeback. But I don't feel until and unless they have to start to target the Granger instantly.
Exactly. So, and then once again, it is the Phobius who is going for all the engages of the side of Team Experiment 5, and that kick on to Johe did not work out. There wasn't any kind of damage coming in from the team of Experiment 5, and now even Misal is going to be marking out extras on that Granger so that he cannot deal any kind of damage to the side of Rayuga. Team Rayuga just zoning out the damage dealers so well and not letting them be of any use during a team fight is what is leading them to this kind of victory in the first game itself.
Yeah, slowly snowballing Ryo Esports Lucas untouchable, unkillable as well. I think so. The Erythral is farming up pretty well as well now. So I think
I think so. Rayuga Esports have this in the bag until unless they don't squander it, and we might be seeing some upsets as well if the kill on the Lucas does happen. I think so. The gold swing could be something that could help out Team Experiment 5.
Exactly, like covering up that 5k goal lead as well as trying to shut down the Sicilian, the Lucas, is what they really need to do if they want any kind of a chance at a comeback in this game. But looking at the current situation and how that Sicilian and Erythel are going to be scaling without any kind of crowd control coming in from the side of XP5, it is just going to be pure snowball once the Erythel comes online. And like you can see, there's already an engage. Look at the unstoppable onto Daki. Only Phobius finding a kill on towards the roamer for the side of Rayuga, while the Sicilian finds a double kill in the midst of all that. With Lucas turret diving despite being on a complete damage build is what makes Team Rayuga so strong right now, and XP5 seems to be struggling a great deal simply to just find openings in the map or just even recall,
Oh
even
my
that is
god.
impossible at this point.
Yeah, not a good look. Top tier teams suffering this bad is not something we are used to. But look at that, so much damage coming out. Almost Granger almost getting a kill. Could have helped them out. The Abyssal Arrow connecting Selena going in as well, but not a lot of damage output. The damage output not enough. Again, the farm difference showing up.
Exactly so. And like we can see, there's a complete snowball kind of dive composition now working for the side of Rayuga. The Jawhead and the Hilda just diving inside the base, and the Iritan and the Sicilian doing everything they can from behind the lines. And the Selena, even if she lands an Abyssal Arrow at this point, she will be completely useless. She doesn't even have the scope to jump in with the Garrote because that is how far behind the main damage dealers of Rayuga are. And that Hilda is just going to be pinning her down, and nothing is going to be working out for them.
Yeah, good crash as well coming in from the side of Team Rayuga Esports as they clash in the bottom lane turret is in danger. The Lord does go down this time, but the shield does pop, I think so that's a victory. It's still 10 minutes and they are down to the inhibitor turrets. Chocolate Chan already 704. Look at that, unable to be killed. He is unstoppable currently, and they are going to take the inhibitor turrets as well.
Exactly. So, and look at the way of the dragon being used on towards the Hilda, just as a source of distraction, maybe because there is no damage coming in from the side of Experiment 5 right now. And the Selena lands the Abyssal Arrow, but will not be finding any damage onto that Irithel. Meanwhile, Rayuga, they have already found two of the inhibitors, which is like securing them a 10,000 gold lead in and under the 12-minute mark, which means that at this point there is a less than 10% chance of Team Experiment 5 making a comeback from here.
Yeah, the thing is, Sicilian is also coming online now, so this seems like a more deeper grave, a deeper well that they have fallen into, and a comeback seems almost impossible. It is still MLBB, and comeback stories aren't something that we are shy of.
Exactly so. And here they are looking for a little something. Visal will be getting chunked down quite low, but Super M will also be the one taking in all of that damage. If Obi's trying to go in onto the Sicilian, but of no use because Lucas is right there in front of them all, dealing way too much damage, even on kind of sustain. But having that kind of sustain and dealing that much of damage is the reason why Lucas is getting banned out these days. But look at Rayuga, so aggressive, so into that dive that they are taking down the inhibitor. The Granger is dead.
Ooh.
4 men out for the side of Experiment 5, and now it is only going to be the Selena left out, who has absolutely no damage onto that Irithel. The Rose Gold saved her, and that saved Team Rayuga. But more effort from winning out this game as they take down a 1-0 in this best of 5.
Yeah, an easy victory for the side of Team Rayuga Esports, dominating game, a repeat of the semi-finals. Experiment 5 not present. The underdog team that won, Team IGN, now not able to show up, looking like why they were the underdogs in the semi-finals. They need to bring their A game. They need to come up with something different. They need to show up. They did not win any phase of the total match in of the total 12 minutes duration. They were lagging from the get-go, and they were the ones getting wiped out. A complete one-sided story this time in the finals, but the still do have two matches, I'd say, to make a comeback. This is a best of 5, and Chocolate Chan completely on spot. Look at that damage output as well. Oh my god, this guy was insane. I told you, it's someone we were sleeping on. We were singing praises of Charin, but Chocolate Chan is the new and upcoming star, I feel, from Rayuga Esports. He has been insane throughout the tournament, and I believe we are going to see a repeat in the second match as well between these two finalists.
Exactly. So Chopper-chan showing that he does have the prowess to be an absolute best jungler, no matter what the server is or what the game community is. He is at the top there. And now that will be it for game number one. I think we will be returning with game number two very soon, everyone. So stay tuned and do not go anywhere.
Yeah, unknown brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day, yeah. You're real
that, we are right back into game number two. And this is going to be none other than Team Rayuga on the blue side this time, definitely having that first pick in their favor. Even though they showed that the second pick can't stop them from coming out on top. So definitely here we will be seeing Team Rayuga once again trying to show that absolute domination, while XP5 will be the one trying to make a comeback and settle the score for a 1-1 if they want to stay in the competition longer. If they want that title of champions, they really need to draft smarter and draft better. Now we can see that the Kacha and Fanny have been out for the side of Team Rayuga, and XP5 will be the ones looking to ban out on the Lucas this time.
Oh, ho, ho, and look at that, the joy being panned out as well. I think so. The joy has been a menace to certain picks. So I think so the joy being banned out is a safe ban this time from the side of Team Rayuga Esports. They do like to place those jumpy compositions. So I feel like again we are gonna see a brawly composition. I think so something like a Lucas could be coming out from their side. I think so. The Chocolate Chan is going to be the star again in this match as well. But how will Charin respond to the performance coming in from Chocolate Chan is the question. I think so. That is the you know actual fight that we want to watch.
Exactly, so Shireen is one of the better junglers coming in from Bengal server, but Chocolate Chan here is showing that Mumbai is no less, despite all the talks about Bengal being better and Mumbai not being that good. Here, Chocolate Chan out here today, he is definitely showing that it is skills what matters. But definitely, they are going to give Ducky the privilege of picking up the Sicilian in the mid lane, not risking out on losing out on that late game beast, as the Sicilian is one of the best mid laners at the moment. But that means Team XP Fire definitely has the opportunity to pick up on the Matilda, the Padang, the Granger, the Harriet, and all of those meta goal lane and mid laners. And definitely they go in for the Matilda along with the Harriet.
Yeah, and I think so. The problem with the Sicilian, I feel, is he does dish out a lot of damage, but the map control coming in from that mid is a bit less compared to the others. He does not, uh, kind of guides the enemy or stop the enemy from moving into a certain location or making certain movements. He does give that freedom. The only thing I feel the Sicilian lacks is in that department, but the damage output insane does have some mana problem in the early game. Do you think the Hadith is a good pick? Do you think the Hadith is going to the mid or the gold lane?
Harriet, as far as I have seen Harriet players, they do prefer the goal lane for themselves, and that is what Exros is going to be picking out today as the goal lane being his main priority. But here we can see it's going to be a Phobius going in the EXP lane and the Hylos being the roamer for the side of Team Rayuga. Which means that the Phobius is going to have that constant ultimate because of the Matilda as well as the Harriet. But considering the fact that Shireen is on the Alpha and the Alpha Matilda combo is quite a deadly thing, they do have some kind of a chance at countering that Hylos and Phobius sustain. So we'll definitely have to see how Team XP5 wants to play it out in this match, because the last game it didn't exactly go according to plan.
Yeah, I think so. The Matilda pick without the Furious Van is something, kind of a mistake coming in from this side of Team XP5. But hopefully they have some plan in mind. The Alpha on the jungle is a super strong, I think so, pick. It could work out for them. The only problem I think coming in again, something that should have been banned out, as I said, is the Furious. He is going to be a menace, especially for the mages and the marksmen. Also, I feel this time the gold laner is going to be Harriet. The Harriet is going to be dashing almost every time. The Focus still does have the flicker on him, so the durability does go down a little bit. What do you think? Do you prefer the Phoveus with a flicker, or do you prefer the Phoveus with a vengeance?
Definitely, if the enemy has a marksman, such as the carry, Moskov, or the Melissa, definitely the vengeance is what anyone would prefer. But these days, considering the fact that it's a Granger and Harith who are so mobile, the Phobius has a better chance with the Flicker because he can use that Flicker second skill combo to just catch them off guard while the rest of his team just jumps in and finds the kill. So here, I do think that the Flicker is a better choice to catch that Harriet as well as the Alpha once the Spear of Alpha is over. But then again, the draft of Team XP5 does look quite good here, and we can see that even the glue to lock down on that Julian as well as the Granger would can work out quite well for the side of XP5.
Yeah, and Chocolate Chan this time on Julian. I haven't seen Chocolate Chan on the Julian. I think so. Yeah, I think so. He did play a match in Julian yesterday, and he was able to even go toe to toe against a Fanny when it came to mobility, and it was interesting to watch. This time, no Fanny, but yeah, he does need to take care of the Alpha and the Harriet. They have a lot of mobility coming in with the Matilda, and we are into the land of Dawn. This is the Nordwind Community Cup powered by Vista and brought to you by Nordwind Gaming Community. This is the finals second round of match between Experiment 5 versus Rayuga Esports, as Rayuga Esports have taken one victory already against Experiment 5. Experiment 5 lagging a little bit. Now is the chance to prove that they are worthy of this finalist spot.
Exactly. Experiment 5 is now done experimenting with their drafts and have finally brought out one of their tried and tested drafts, the Alpha Matilda and the Eve. And now that the game will be beginning shortly, we will be right back into seeing on which team has the better rotation, the better team fight in this game. Because Team Rayuga, they are in the lead, they have the confidence, they have that morale boost in their favor, while Team Experiment 5 will be the ones looking to settle the score, bring it to a draw 1-1 if they don't want to give Team Rayuga the match point.
Yeah, and this time the hypers need to shine, especially the hyper on the side of Team Experiment 5. Charin was has been underperforming, I feel, did underperform. So yeah, that was the issue. I feel a bit underwhelming coming in from Charin. On the other side, Chocolate Chance, his counter on the other side, on Rayuga Esports, insane plays, did not even die once, dominating from the early game. I think so. They could have at least gotten a kill on him, but they were not able to catch him out as well. Especially Lucas, who's going to dive in, who does have that risk of going down on the front line, still not going down, was the cherry on top for the side of Team Rayuga Esports, as they made Experiment 5 feel a bit inferior, but Experiment 5 now do have the chance to make a comeback and show why they are in the finals. Experiment 5 did win the match against an IGN, the IGN team that I feel does have the recognition in the Indian server, in the Indian community, as a top tier team could not win against Experiment 5, the upset of the tournament in the semi-finals. So I don't feel they don't have the skills. I don't feel they cannot compete against Rayuga Esports. Rayuga, of course, a complete wipe in the previous semi-finals, but I feel Experiment 5 can do better, especially with the composition they have. This time, Charin on that alpha, do you think it's going to work out?
Considering the draft and even against the Julian, the Alpha Matilda is supposed to work quite well. But then again, seeing how well Rayuga is synced and how well they were taking the pickoffs of the previous games, waiting for that Sicilian and the goal laner to just farm up as well as he can. That is what changed the main course of the game for the side of Rayuga, gave them the upper hand because that is when Team Rayuga got the snowball once the Sicilian had the glowing wand, and that is what gave them the major amount of power spike, and that's where they won out on the early as well as the late game.
Yeah, this time I feel both have a composition that could work out. This time the focus on the side of Team Ryoga is what I feel is going to cause most of the problems. In the semi-finals as well, the focus was something that brought the momentum to the side of Team Ryoga Esports. A very good focus player, and yeah, I think that's going to be a problem again, especially on the figure. Is he going to catch Harith or not? Is the damage output on that Harith going to work out or not for them? Is the problem I feel the gold laner, if he does get enough farm, if the Hadith can go against, I don't feel he needs to go against, but he needs to be dominating that gold lane against Granger. The Hadith is solid early game gold laner. He should be able to get those early kills, get that snowball early to turn it to an avalanche to help his team make a comeback. Uh, I feel Chocolate Chan is always going to make it difficult for the gold laner, so they need to prioritize Harith getting the lead, the gold advantage that is necessary for them. But what do you think about the matchup between a Granger and a Harith?
Harith definitely wins out in the goal lane matchup, at least in the early game. And once he get those two little items, the half build of the Starlium's kit as well as that item from the Feather of Heaven, he has that Unli dash already unlocked. So he has the ability to dodge the Granger as much as possible, as well as get quite the few hits on that Granger to force him to recall. That is why the Harith, I think, definitely wins out in the goal lane matchup.
Yeah, and with that, I think so. We are going to take a short break and wait for both of the teams to get ready and to get right back into the action. This is Geek Hazard and Sarah. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Unknown brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I find somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time.
And we are back into the match. A bit of a technical glitch as the match was not visible to us casters, but we are right back. We did miss the first blood and a couple of kills, 11 to count, 11 total kills that were missed, 6 minutes to the game. This is your caster Kick Hazard, and with me, Sarah. We are jumping right into the action as the turtle dance is up.
Exactly. So, and considering that the alpha is very much so now from the turtle fight, and there goes the
Ooh.
snorkeling eagle as well. Team Experiment 5 definitely not looking for any kind of contest because they know the early game potential that the Julian had, but on towards the gold side. Extras definitely finding that tier 1, which is exactly what the Granger mirrors and finds on towards the top lane, onto the mid lane. Though we can say the Moby is looking for those engages onto turret inside those turrets and does find the kill onto the glue, who is turning out to be quite squishy in the early game itself.
Yeah, the Phobius jumping in again. The cold lane this time open, could be going down, but no one to take down the turret. But it is going to be chunked down to half HP. It seems like both of the teams still level. Rayuga Esports do have a slender lead, but the Alpha already, without a kill, does have an assist on the other side. Chocolate Chan does get a kill, but has gone down twice. So both the hypers, I'd say, pretty level. It is, I feel, the marksman who has shown, as well as the mage for the side of XP5.
Exactly so. And now we can see that slowly but steadily Team Rayuga is picking up the lead despite having a little bit of a draft disadvantage in this game. But look at that. The Sicilian is the one who is dealing the maximum amount of damage along with the Julian's knockups attack with the real world manipulation. Died holding them out under that tier 1. But thankfully, due to that Matilda, that sole Matilda pick is saving the lives of Team Experiment 5 all the time.
Yeah, and it seems like the push is now coming from the side of Team Rayuga Esports as they take the tier 1 turret. The glorious path we already used up, man. And they are going to take the Lord as well. Is it going to be a contest or not? Is the question, I feel.
Exactly, but that Chan already securing the first lot of the game at the 8 minute 50-second mark, and look at that. The team fight did break out in there. The Hylos using up his glorious path, and even Harrod's Zaman Force being baited out right away. But thankfully, there were no casualties, and Team Experiment Fight should be able to defend this first lot of the game pretty easily. But then again, it is Team Rayuga, and they will be looking to completely snowball this and just go all in without looking for any more delays in this game to try to bring this match to an end as early as possible.
Yeah, and they, although are making a comeback, I think so. Ryuga still do have the lead. They do have the map control as well. Early game, they were level when it came to map control, but the Lord is going to give a lot of more space to them to explore. And look at the damage coming out from the Granger.
Exactly. So we can see the Granger doing what he does best, just hitting away to glory. He has enough stacks right now so that his ult and her skill are completely spammable. That is what he is utilizing. And even Visal on that Fovea is proving to be quite deadly as we can see. And even the glorious pathway getting used up, and Alpha will be forced to run away with the spear of Alpha.
And yeah, they take another turret. This is not looking good. I think so. The shield goes down as well. Yeah, the top uh, lane shield going down as well as the gold lane shield going down. That is not a good look. 10 minutes into the game, the shields are already down. They are pushed right into the inhibitor turrets, and it seems like this time Rayuga Esports may be trying to get a repeat, maybe trying to get that 2-win lead. So that I think so. The third match could be a match that they could experiment again with some unconventional drafts.
Exactly so, and but as we can see here, Team Rayuga, they don't want to waste any time. They don't want to take any chances. They're just going for the best comfort draft that they can find and going in for that win right away. And right now, they are going to be freezing the lane so that that Harriet simply cannot farm up and they don't get any kind of chance at a comeback. Goal lead 4K in favor of Team Rayuga. We came to the game just 5 minutes ago, and the goal lead was 1K in favor of Team Experiment. But now, looking at these kind of engages, Team Experiment 5 does not stand a chance. That Harriet, he did have the Purify, but he did get stunned by that high loss and gets instantly bursted by the Granger as well as the Sicilian.
Yeah, the XP5 composition I feel is better suited. Is going to snowball more in the late game. They have the Sicilian as well as the Granger. On the other side, there's an Alpha present. The Spear of Alpha already used up as well. They haven't had it as well. but I think it is Team Rayuga Esports who are going to be stronger into the mid game, and I feel on equal footing on the late game as well. So I don't see this being a positive note. I don't see a silver lining in this cloud for the side of Team Experiment 5. They have done the impossible. They have shown that they can make a comeback in the previous semi-finals as well. So I wouldn't say they are completely out of this match as well, and a comeback is impossible. But the chances of it happening seems to get lower by the minute, and now they are going to have the Lord push up into the inhibitor turret. So I'm pretty sure at least one of the turrets is going to go down. But will they be able to defend it, or will Team Ryoga Esports play it to end it?
Yep, good point mentioned there. But looking at the way Team Rayuga seems to be focusing on that turrets and just taking the dance away to victory. But only the glue will be locking in onto the Sicilian, and the E finally finds the mega kill onto that Sicilian, will be shutting him down. The Lord will get defended successfully by Team Experiment 5, even though they lose the mid inhibitor, which might as well be the most important inhibitor out there. But then again, they did manage to get the shutdown. The Eve is quite online and farmed up right now, and even the Harith with me right into the match once he picks up the Holy Crystal. So we'll have to see how the late game goes from here.
Yeah, the map control did give Team Ryoga Esports the goalie that necessary, but look at that circling eagle out, glue also locking in. I think so. That is a kill on the Hylos for the Phobias jumping in.
Okay, we can see Turin getting caught out pretty low by the Julian, and the Phoebe finds a double kill onto him as well as the Matilda. And it is only the Eve who finds that a double kill. And now we'll be looking for the triple, but Chocolate Chan manages to escape. But the Sicilian now has the perfect chance of finding that shutdown onto that Eve, and that is exactly what he does. The perfect wipeout coming in by the side of Rayuga Esports. Little mistakes, but they don't make it work. They make it work. They get the second game and finally secure a 2-0 match point in their favor.
An easy victory, I'd say. Complete mechanical dominance from the side of Team Rayuga, and that was the highlight in the semi-finals against Team Olympus. Even when the drafts were equal, it was Team Rayuga simply outplaying mechanical differences coming in on the semifinals, and they have shown that they are mechanically the superior team. Again, both of the drafts pretty similar, both of the drafts I'd say on equal footing, both of the drafts with, I'd say, equal pros and cons. I don't think so anyone was winning the draft phase, and no one came in after the draft phase as a strong contender, but simply the macro, complete structured play coming in from the side of Team Ryoga Esports as they dismantle Experiment 5 piece by piece to win this game and make it 2 wins in a row. And this is the last mistake that they could afford on the side of Team Experiment 5, as they are 2 games down, and one loss means they lose after beating IGN in the semi-final to lose to Rayuga Esports. And yeah, come up a bit short on that victory. Rayuga Esports looking super strong, good momentum going in, and the third game is where the deciding factor is going to go. Experiment 5, it is now or never for them, and Ryoga need to be doing what they are doing, dominating, winning games, and they are just a victory away from being the winners of this third Community Cup by Nordwind Gaming.
Exactly so. And with that 2-0 lead, we will be moving on towards match number 3, which will start in just a few more minutes. So stay tuned, everyone, and grab onto your popcorns because this is going to be the most important match of them all.
Yeah, unknown brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you frowning, see you looking down and out, coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music. I'm saying
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
yeah, unknown brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side.
Welcome back, guys. This is the third match in the Nordwin Community Cup, third Nordwin Community Cup, might I add, powered by Vista and brought to you by none other than Nordwin Gaming Community. This is the finals, the third match. Rayuga have two victories under their belt as Experiment 5 fight for their survival in this finals. Rayuga complete domination in both the matches, mechanically superb. Experiment 5 still yet to show why they have reached and how they have reached the finals, knowing their way, winning an IGN team. And now this is their time to shine. This is your caster, Gig Hazard, and with me, Sarah. joining in as well.
And welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the deciding match for this best of five series because Team Rayuga, they are at the match point while XP5 will have to struggle to secure 1 point in their favor unless because otherwise this is going to be a clean sweep by the side of Rayuga, which is definitely not what they want. And as we can see, the Lucas as well as the Sicilian both get banned for the side of Team XP5, and now it is going to be the Hylos getting banned by them, while Team Rayuka has been sticking to the same three meta bans from the past three games, the Garudkaja, the Fanny, as well as the Joy.
Yeah, the four is still open for the taken. The Lucas respect ban, I feel, as well as Sicilian, the Hylos being banned out. Those two heroes being picked up instantly when available. The Zushin, oh my god, picked up as soon as I mentioned. And what do you think about the Zushin pick? Who does counter the Zushin? What would you do in this scenario?
Definitely something like a Xavier or at least a Lunox who can, oh sorry, not the Lunox, the Selena, who can stun or immobilize the Juxian from moving any forward could work out in this situation, or even the Eve or the Farsa to completely zone her out would be a good matchup for the mid lane. But as we can see in this game, the Granger is still open, so is Chocolate Chan's world famous Julian. Those two heroes can definitely be played by him, but no, they disregard everything and secure the Suyo as well as the Matilda.
Yeah, the Hayabusa was open for the taking, but it seems like Chocolate Chan favoring the Suyu with the Matilda combo. I personally love this combo. The mobility, the insane rotations that are going to be coming out. Someone is going to have a terrible time, but if it does not work out, I feel we could see a comeback coming in as well as we see a Phobius being picked out with a Harith Gold leaner. Three meta picks coming in from the side of Team XP5 as they fight for the survival. On the other side, Team Rayuga going with the tried and tested combos and the Hilda picked up as well. Still, the bands left. What bands do you think are upcoming?
Definitely see Hayabusa band coming in this game, and even for the Rome, there could be a Tigreal band, there could be a Kofra band, or even a Cho band because we did see Super Imp play the Cho in the first match, or they could even forget all of that and ban out on another jungler once more, such as probably on the Alpha could be a choice. The Julian could also be a choice, but on towards the side of XP5, we can see the Vexana band coming in, and the next one quite possibly could be the Xavier or the Aurora.
Yeah, and the Hayabusa are rightfully banned out as well as the Vexana. I think so. The Vexana should have been banned by the side of Team Rayuga Esports, but yeah, it seems like they have helped out Team Rayuga Esports as the Vexana has been banned out by the side of Team Experiment 5. We see Attack being banned out. Interestingly, the tank role still open for the taking as well as the Badang on the room position. Still a viable option. Do you think the Badang is going to be picked up?
Exactly, so that Badang is quite still open in the draft for the side of XP5, and Badang is a pretty well known counter for the Suyo, so it could definitely work out for them. But then again, there comes the Granger Hilda combination once more, and this time with the added guiding wind for that Matilda. So definitely here, Team Rayuka will be winning out the draft at least still now. But then again, considering the fact that they do have the Harith as well as the Alpha, along with the Juxian on the side of XP5, It is so far a little bit even. So definitely we can see that still now the drafts look quite even though Team XP5 will be the one having a completely dive in kind of composition with less amount of disengages. But the side of Team XP5, if they pick up that Faramis right now, it is going to completely nullify the entire draft of Team XP5, don't you think so? And I think Gig is having a little bit of a technical issue. We will be back with him very soon. And yeah, he is back with us.
Yeah, the Tigreal pick. It seems like I was speaking on mute, but yeah, going back to that, the Tigreal pick up on that room position is going to cause a lot of issues for the side of Team Rayuga Esports, and implosion, even a three-man implosion, is going to change the tides for the game. The Experiment 5 this time, I feel, have the stronger composition. On the other side, Team Rayuga Esports have picked up some mechanically difficult hero, might I say. The Faramis pick or the last pick, the Rayuga esports are kind of coming up with some uh, unconventional pick again this time. They already have a Rome, but a Faram is being picked up again. I think so. He's going to go into the mid lane. It's something that I have personally not seen. But now we move on with the match. Welcome to the Nordwin Community Cup, third Nordwin Community Cup powered by Vista, brought to you by Nordwin Gaming Community. As we move on, for you is Experiment 5 and Rayuga Esports.
Welcome back to the final, quite possibly the final game of the series, ladies and gentlemen, because Team Rayuga leading with the 2-0, while Team XP5 is still looking for the first point in the series. This draft, it is still quite annoying from the side of XP5, but Team Rayuga will show that
Ooh.
early game domination. Look at Chocolate Chan with that blade surge, but will be losing out onto the lethal, though, which means that Alpha will be the one reaching his level 4 first. But we can see
And
the
look at
aggression
that.
come in. The Hilda, the Matilda, and the Suyo will be doing everything possible to find the double kill right into the first 2 minutes, quite possibly a triple because Extras is very, very low. And look at that synergy between Real and Chocolate Chan.
Yeah, insane play. That is what I love about this composition. They are going to go back to the base and they're going to be again right back into the meat of the fight. This is the power of friendship. This is the power, the synergy between a Matilda and the Suyo, and this is going to be how the game is going to be until unless a counter rotation. And look at that, Alpha is in a bit of trouble, a bit too deep. Is he going to go down? But the damage is out. Look at that mega kill for Chocolate Chan under 2 minutes. And the Lord fight may be starting as well.
Exactly. That is why they say do not open Suyo in a drought when you know the jungler is quite possibly one of the best junglers in the community. And that is exactly what Chocolate Chan is showing at the moment. Team XP5 already struggling, a 0-4 scoreboard. Even the gold lane Cherin is losing, even though the Harith is supposed to have the advantage on that Granger, but he is actually losing out. Quite the easy turtle, first turtle of the game, easily in favor of Team Rayuga Esports. And now there comes a little bit of an engage
Ooh,
because
and
the
look at
invade
that.
seem to be working in, and Chocolate Chan manages to find the retribution against Samoja so very easily.
Yeah, insane plays coming in again, and it seems like Rayuga esports are not giving them a chance at all. I think Sacharin could be in danger. A three-man setup coming in. Alpha joining the spear of Alpha, connecting. Is he going down the circling eagle? Out Alpha goes down super easy. Rustin getting the kill credit. Charin is still not out of danger. Zushin could be the one going down as Hilda jumps in. Look at that damage coming out. Is he going to go down? But is pushed away. Faram is trying to jump in this time but does not catch anyone. No connect coming in this time. And yeah, this time Charin is saved up. He is going to stay alive. But is this how this game is going to go down? And if so, oh my god, if this is another kill. Yup, Elfie going down again. Where is the damage dealers? Where is the response as unstoppable for Chocolate Chan? No response at all coming from the side of Team XP5.
Exactly. So, and looks like there is simply no answer that XP5 can give to this early game snowball coming in by the side of Rayuga, because they are absolutely cracked right now and they are doing every single thing possible to not let XP5 farm up. Level 7 versus a level 9 jungler, a level 6 actually. This guy, Chocolate Chan aka Silverhawk, has managed to secure a 3 level lead against the opponent jungler in every single game. I don't know how commendable of a fact that is, because if you really think about it, no other jungler in the community has been able to do that against top junglers like Charine and Amocha.
Yeah, and the turtle is going to be an easy one. Second as well, uncontested. Elfie needs to be careful. Almost going down, I think so. This time will be able to survive. Oh my god, look at that. A dive in coming in. This time a pull as well. Now Fove is jumping in with the pursuit. The circling eagle out connecting. The Tigreal in a good position. The implosion coming out. But the Faramis with the ultimate. A kill for Rustin. Are we going to see a second? Phobius jumping in and but does go down, not enough damage again. A monster kill on Elfie as Zushin goes down as well. Three people down. Alpha in danger as well. The hunter is hunting and Alpha is barely managing to hold on. Does this time survive? But this is not looking good for Team XP5. Circling Eagle out again. They are being hunted left and right, not being given a moment of peace.
Exactly so. And now it is at the 6 minute mark in the game. Team Rayuga has all the important turrets. They are even taking down tier 2s in the top lane, and they have a 7k, 8k gold lead in their favor. There is simply little to no chance of comeback for Team XP5 at the moment, because they have a Paramis and Granger for the late game, and it is only the Harriet, because look at that.
Ooh, the
Misal,
implosion coming out. Are they going to catch the Hilda? Is the Hilda going to go down? Hilda does go down. No response coming in. Suyu is going to get out of this one. I feel alive, but yeah. But look at that. They are down to the inhibitor turret. They are pushing up. Instead, they are winning in terms of the objectives and going in again. Matilda could be getting caught out. The pursuit coming in from the Phobius, this time again on the back foot, even after the initiation, not able to catch anyone with the Stampede. This time Faramis. And yeah, they are just gonna clear out the jungle. Alpha trying his level best to make a comeback, level 9 on him, but the gold laner on this other side already level 10. Third turtle with ease, I believe.
exactly so. But then again, the Sudden Eagle.
Oh, and Alpha with the Spear of Alpha trying to get away does not. Another kill, mega kill for Rustin. We are going to see a godlike coming in from Chocolate Chan, the altar, the cherry on topping. I mean, like, was it even necessary? Look at that total domination. We are going to reach the neighbor turrets again under 8 minutes, I believe. Fulvius just watching his turret get dismantled into just dust. And jumping in, Harith, does he have enough damage? Look at that. He could get the Faramis. He doesn't have the ultimate as Faramis does go down. And we might be seeing another kill as the Surging Eagle is out, but it is Rushton who is coming out. A triple kill and Maniac. Is it going to be a savage? But this time Charin does get away. But it could be GT's already. Is it going to be a 3-win swipe? Charin, is he going to get Savage? Charin going in deep? I think so. Is it too late? But no, Hilda takes away the kill as this is the end of the finals. Team Rayuga Esports win this third Community Cup by Nordwin Gaming with ease. What do you think about the game? What is your analysis on what just happened?
As we all know, the terrain, he is just a top level jungler. But this game, he was forced onto the gold lane, and Xros, who is a gold laner, was forced onto the EXP lane because they called in Amocha to jungle for the side of XP5. That draft change and the role swap definitely didn't work out for them, because whatever competition they could provide in the previous two games was completely dismantled and gone in the last and final, which was also most important game of the whole series. And they also gave out the Suyo, the Matilda, as well as the Granger, three comfort picks to Ryul, Rustin, and Choco-chan. And that is where mistakes happen. The draft was a mistake, and so was the role swap. And that is why Team Rayuga had such an easy 8-minute game at securing a complete 3-0 clean sweep.
Yeah, 19-3 the score, 3-0 the final score, as well as Team Rayuga win the third Nordwin Community Cup, powered by Vista and brought to you by Nordwin Gaming Community. Congratulations to Rayuga Esports. Better luck next time to experiment 5 GGs to them, to come up to the finals, to win through the leagues, win in IGN team as well, just to fall out short. Better luck next time, I believe. But with that, the stream for today ends. Thank you all for tuning.